What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our UPBA Championship match team builder. We will be going through the team here that I am bringing to take on my good buddy Kade and the Jake Stallers in the championship match. Unfortunately, Kade made it here by forfeit. Fortunately, it's a nice rematch between two good friends in the finals, but I do want to take some time of the video to shout out Byron. Byron played really well all season, and unfortunately at the end some personal matters came up. I'm not sure if he necessarily even wanted me to disclose them in the server, let alone on my YouTube channel, but I'm wishing Byron and his family all the best. It's a really terrible situation what happened, but I hope that he'll come back stronger in Season 2 and come for the title then. Yeah, so on a lighter note, let's run through Kade's team. So he has Zygarde 50%, which is his Super Saiyan Z Captain. He has Necrozma, he has Arcanine, which is his Z Captain. He has Decidueye, Pangoro, Cryogonal, Clefable, Alomomola, Alolan Raichu, which is his Z Captain, Licky, and Mega Aggron. So yeah, his team is bulky. That's why he called it the Jake Stallers. He's got a lot of bulk on there. I'm not expecting Decidueye, Cryogonal, or Licky. And then we played him in week 9 where we took a loss, and let's run through that. So he brought Zygarde, Necrozma, Pangoro, Clefable, Alomomola, and Mega Aggron against us. And I think I went boom on his Clefable with my Registeel. I think we're not bringing the same set, obviously. I was also expecting Alolan Raichu and Arcanine back then, and he didn't bring either of them. So we'll see if he chooses to go that way again. We'll see what happens. In terms of priority, he has Zygarde with Extreme Speed, Arcanine with Extreme Speed, Decidueye with Sucker Punch, Pangoro with Bullet Punch, Cryogonal with Ice Shard, and Alolan Raichu with Fake Out and Extreme Speed. He has Hazard Setting in Necrozma with Stealth Rock, Clefable with Stealth Rock, and Aggron with Stealth Rock. I'm not bringing anything weak to rocks this time, so I'm fine with not bringing removal. His removal, however, is Decidueye with Defog and Cryogonal with Rapid Spin. His team is not weak to rocks except for Arcanine. Well, yeah, Cryogonal is kind of weak to rocks too, isn't it? Well, it's not the biggest deal because his Stallers and stuff can just heal up themselves. And then he has two 4x weaknesses, Zygarde to Ice and Pangoro to Fairy. So I got some help from my front office building a few mods on this team. I think I did about four of them myself, but specifically Magic I want to shout out for helping me with the Infernape set. So we'll get to that in a second. Now I love starting with the boring stuff, and you'll notice Suicune's on the end. Suicune's actually quite exciting this week. Well, I don't know if I would phrase it that way actually now that I've said it, but Suicune is going to be exciting this week, so Suicune's at the end. First up's Registeel Thick. We're bringing a very especially defensive Registeel to take on the Clefable, potentially take on the Alomomola, potentially take on the Alolan Raichu easily, take on the Necrozma, hopefully. Toxic, Protect, Seismic Toss, and Stealth Rock. Very defensive set. I think this is reasonably kind of the RU set that you'd see. I don't even know if Registeel's in RU, but that's the kind of set you'd see for Registeel normally. Toxic is important to wear down his walls. Even something like Zygarde, it's important to get a Toxic off the bat. Excuse me. Seismic Toss for just some consistent damage, especially if he's bringing in something that can't heal, like an Alolan Raichu. Although he can pass wishes to it, he has 3 Wish Passers on the team. Getting chip damage off on it is really good. Same with something like a Mega Aggron, although I doubt that we would stay in on a Mega Aggron potentially. Stealth Rock, just because it's nice to have the hazards chipping him down as he switches. Max Speed F, Max HP, very standard Registeel set. Next up is Heliolisk, or Jupiter. We're bringing a Zap Plate, Dry Skin. This is an amazing switch into Alomomola. Obviously, we're immune to the Scalds, and we do super effective damage. His only switch into an electric type attack, well, he's got 2. He would have 3, sorry. But I don't know if Alolan Raichu is necessarily a switch in. So he's got Decidueye and Zygarde. Decidueye I can Toxic, Zygarde I can Toxic, and Zygarde I can Hidden Power Ice. We've got the Volt Switch for some momentum there. It's going to be boosted by the Zap Plate. Same with Thunderbolt. Max Special Attack, running some speed on here, enough to outrun Cryogonal. I think I'm reasonably threatened by Cryogonal just because of how frail Heliolisk is as a Pokemon, despite the fact that I'm not scared by Cryogonal with a couple other things on my squad. I'm speed creeping it with Heliolisk just because I can, and because I think that it threatens me a little bit. So that's the plan with Heliolisk. Next up is Crocodile or Steve. We're bringing Choice Banded Crocodile. I want the Intimidate for something like a Zygarde. This is a reasonable switch into a Zygarde. It's a reasonable switch into like Mega Aggron too, so that's kind of the idea. Reasonable switch into Pangoro. Again, that's kind of the idea. Maybe not the Fighting Stab from Pangoro, but like Dark Stab. Like a knockoff or something. I don't really have a great fighting switch in on my team anyways. I've never had a good fighting switch in. It's always been Crobat or Mimikyu. So we're just gonna deal with that as it comes. We have max HP, max attack, bulky band with adamant nature, and earthquake, knockoff, toxic, and low kick. So I would imagine his initial switch into a Crocodile I can toxic, and then from there, if he wants to start bringing in Mega Aggron for some reason, I can low kick it. Banded low kick is going to do a hell of a lot of damage. Dual stab, the two best moves of each of their types, earthquake and knockoff, do really good work. And we can switch into Necrozma reasonably well as well. If he's like running a store power set, he would have to get rid of my Crocodile first. He'd actually have to get rid of my Mega Absol as well because we're bringing dual dark types to take that on. We don't have anything to take on Clefable, but I doubt that it wants to take a Banded Earthquake, to be honest, because Clefable, while bulky normally, is mostly because of like unaware that it's bulky. I don't know, it doesn't usually take 2 Banded Earthquakes. That's kind of my thought. Next up's Infernape, so yeah, Magic helped me with this. I sort of edited it a little bit. Running Fightinium Z or Infernape so that I can hit a Focus Blast. In week 9, I believe I brought a physically offensive Infernape, like Banded Infernape or something, to be able to take on the Mega Aggron a little bit better. And I was kind of debating between Z Infernape and Z Kyurem Black, and I ended up going with Z Kyurem Black, which didn't end up paying off for me in the end. But I think Fightinium Z Infernape Focus Blast is going to demolish Mega Aggron. That's what I'm hoping. I've got Focus Blast on there for a few other things. Should be able to hit the Licky really well. Flamethrower actually hits the Aggron pretty well. Flamethrower is going to do a lot to most of his team. HP Ice is there for the Zygarde, and Toxic is there for walls that would switch in. I'd imagine he would just assume that I'm physical Infernape, because I have Heliolisk and a Suicune. And so like Aloma Mola would be his switch in, because that's his physical wall, and then I can Toxic that thing on the switch or something like that. We are running enough speed to outrun Arcanine and Zygarde, both of them base 95s. I'm not scared of Cryogonal doing damage to Infernape. It really can't touch me. Like, Cryogonal is really only good with Ice Stab, and any other move is kind of worthless on Cryogonal, and it's not going to do jack to me. Especially with this much HP investment, it's not going to do jack. So I don't care if it outspeeds me, because I'll kill it with a Flamethrower, hopefully. Yeah, max special attack, timid, lots of HP, because we're outspeeding Cryogonal. We actually have equal speed and HP, it's kind of neat. Yeah, that's the plan with Infernape. Next up is Mega Absol. This is kind of one of our win cons. I've been reasonably bad. With Mega Absol throughout the season, and this is a decent win con for us in the end, actually. SD, Play Rough, Knockoff, and Iron Tail. Once I get up in SD, I can do a lot of damage. It's actually a decent wall breaker against his team. Mega Aggron kind of walls this, but we have other things for Mega Aggron, and this can do a lot to his team. Yeah, physically offensive Mega Absol can actually put in quite a bit of work. Iron Tail's there specifically for the Clefable, because it is. Play Rough is good because I can abuse Pangoro's 4x weakness, and it doesn't get fighting priority. It's also going to hit the Zygarde. It's going to hit a lot of his team. Knockoff's going to hit a lot of his team as well, and yeah, like I said, Iron Tail's there for the Clefable, primarily. It's also good to drop defense. Yeah, if I needed to drop the defense of something, it's 30% chance as long as I hit it. We're running enough speed on Absol to outrun Alolan Raichu, because Alolan Raichu is actually a threat, and we can knock it off and kill it, unless he's Z. Actually, even if he's Z, we might be able to kill him. Yeah, max attack and the rest in HP. It's really just a speedy, hard-hitting Mega Absol this week. And last but not least is Suicune. I know I said it wasn't going to be boring. The set itself is boring, but it is a very important win con for us. I don't know how I didn't identify this the first time, but Calm Mind, Scald, Rest, Sleep Talk, Suicune. I don't know if they call this Vincune. That's not why I named it Vin, by the way. Vin for the cleaning product, because Suicune purifies water that it steps on. That was the whole idea with it at the beginning. But I think it's Vincune that they call this. It's mono-attacking Scald, and you get up to +6, and then you demolish things. We're physically defensive because we're boosting our special defense with Calm Mind, so it doesn't really matter. I should actually be putting this in special attack, actually. There we go. Yeah, this actually kind of tears his team apart. Alomomola and Decidueye are his 2 water switch-ins. Decidueye, if it's specially defensive, can take this on pretty well. Alomomola cannot, because it's usually physically defensive, not specially defensive, and I've seen Alomomola's die to steam eruptions and things like that. So once we can actually boost on the Alomomola too. I don't care if he toxics us because we have rest, so that's kind of the strat. Yeah, so that's my championship match team. I didn't have a lot to go in depth because again, we lost this game in the regular season, and so it's kind of a bounce back. This would kind of be the best Cinderella story ever if we somehow scrape into playoffs with a 6-6 record, beat 2 of the teams that beat us in the regular season in our own conference, and then take on my good buddy Kade, who also beat us in the regular season, and come out with the championship. I think it'd be really cool. Yeah, so I'm going to win, and we'll see what happens. So I'll catch you guys for the match.